Hi, it's Lib Edmonds again. How you doing? I'm reporting for Life, the Basic Manual. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about preparation for an earthquake or a disaster. So just some tips that worked for me going through the September and February earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand. What I didn't have was cash, enough petrol in my car, water. I did have a box of bits and pieces, but everything had expired. We all get told, you need to have a box, you need to prepare, with some non-perishables, change of clothes, water, matches, a deck of cards maybe, those kind of things. I had a little bit of that, but everything was out of date. What I really needed to be able to find was water. Water went straight from the shelves, any supermarket that was open, because we'd had a loss of power. Cash only, because again you couldn't get money out of a money machine, you couldn't use an FPOS, I hope that translates, machine. It was all cash. Couldn't fill your car up because the petrol stations weren't working. So there were lines whenever there was a petrol station open. One of the really special things that happened in Christchurch after, there's a lot of underwater wells, and so people were tapping the wells. So eventually you could go and find water, but it had to be checked to make sure that it was safe and we weren't going to get sick from what had happened. I guess some key things really in the immediacy after the quake. Fridges stopped working, so freezers, so food starts to perish very, very quickly. There was an extraordinary community experience where people that you might have known as neighbours, just hello, kind of like that, you went and checked and asked if people were okay. Did you need anything? If you knew there were older people on the street, you would go in and say, g'day, did you need something, to make sure people were helped. Older people are much better at being prepared because they would have candles, they would have torches with batteries in them, and they would have matches. So my partner's dad had all that stuff. So we got hooked up pretty quickly. But I guess keys for me, if you drink coffee, have a hand grinder if you're drinking beans. Have a piece of equipment that you can put onto a gas cooker or a barbecue. I used a barbecue, worked perfectly. It was really important for me to have that sense of, I can make a coffee still, because the coffee shops weren't open. The little things were really important. And then getting people together and just watching out for people. That's one of the other things. We all react and respond differently to crises, and making sure that your family and friends and people close by were okay. We got through it. We've gone through another really big aftershock or earthquake. Once again, the same issues of loss of power, loss of ability to purchase things. You learn how to live with stuff and you learn how to live without stuff. But I guess it's what's really key for you that you need. The other message that's really, really important is having a plan with your family. What are you going to do if there is a crisis? Where are you going to find one another? And how long will you give each other to find one another? And then you do need to make sure that everybody around you is okay, if you can do that. Some people, they just got to motor off straight away and leave. Other people are kind of the caretakers and look after us. You work out who you are there, but then you need to tell your partner or whānau members, I'll be home, I'll get there within a couple of hours, if the roads are okay. Telecommunications, it stopped. We didn't know what was going on. You couldn't use your cell phones, couldn't see television, nothing was working. You need a rotary phone, if you know what one of those is. It's a dial-up you plug into the wall. I don't know if they exist around the world. We've got them. I do have one now, because you couldn't use your phone that requires power. So if you had a phone and it had a rotary, you could pick up the phone and you could ring people if you could get through. It's really simple things. But yeah, the most important thing is to know where you're going to meet one another, how long it might take you to be there, and then be patient and wait and hope like heck everyone is okay. So if you have an experience like this, you might want to make a recording of what you did. But for me, it was about water, coffee, and you need to have some money and you need to have some petrol and you need to look after your whānau. Thank you. Bye.